Welcome to Positive Energy with Crystals. My name's Hillary, and this is part of my monthly series where I work with a crystal for an entire month, and then I let you know what I learned, what I liked, what I didn't like, all that stuff. And remember, this is my experience. Your experience could be totally different. And if it is, or even if it is the same, let me know in the comments. I love hearing about everybody's stories. So for November 2025, I chose Moonstone, and this is the one, this rainbow moonstone is what I carried. I've had this piece forever. I actually think it's one of the crystals in my profile picture. It's got some tourmaline running through it. I love it. And then I also have these little pieces. I have a lot more of these little pieces, but I wasn't going to get them all out. But I love these little, and I'll explain more about how I use these little pieces here in a little bit. But these are really good just to stick in something. Moonstone comes in so many different colors. I really like this rainbow one. This one, I don't know. In person, I can see there's some flash right here, but I don't think the camera's picking it up. Oh, maybe it is. Just like right there beside the black. And then, let me see. Well, usually I can see, oh, right there. I don't think the camera's picking that one up. In normal lighting, it's flashier, but in this ring light, it's not wanting to pick up flash very well. Anyway, but I think, well, none of these are really flashy. But usually there's some flash in Moonstone. And I can't remember if I've got some in storage. If I do, I'll put the picture here. If not, if there's no picture here, then I couldn't find it. So anyway, whoops. I need to make, and warn you real quick. We lost our dog, Clover, on November 18th. So in the middle of the month. So this video is going to have a lot about her. Well, not a lot, but you know, I had to deal with some stuff. But also, this is the first video I'm recording without her, and it sucks. You know, she's usually, a lot of times you can hear her snoring in my videos, and she's not going to be there anymore. So, I'll be right back. So I'm going to have to take breaks like that pretty often. And you're probably going to hear a truck running around, or driving around, and some like weird noises. They chose today to gravel the roads, and I have to record today. I missed last week. I have to record today so I can get this edited and out. I'm very grateful that they're putting new gravel on the road, but they chose recording date. Anyway, so for November, I wanted a gentle crystal. There was a lot going on in November, and I wanted something that was going to be really gentle. And that didn't even include, you know, losing Clover or holidays. We just had a lot going on in November. And there was some stuff not planned. There were a lot of stuff not planned. And so I'm glad I did choose Moonstone, because it was so good. I'm going to tell you now, if you're going through some stuff, Moonstone is a good one to have. So anyway, let's start with properties that I've used Moonstone for a long time. And with those, I'm going to hold up these. So Moonstone is a really good protector while traveling. I've got a piece of Moonstone in my my little travel bag. I've done a video about that, so you can check that one out. But if you add it to your luggage, it's supposed to help ensure that your luggage doesn't get lost. I put one of these little pieces in every piece of luggage when we travel. In every bag, suitcases, camera bag, purse, everything. I actually think in our suitcases that we like fly with, I think they've got little zipper pouches. I'm not exactly sure what you're supposed to put in those, but if I remember right, I just started leaving a piece in those suitcases. But I always, even if I'm pretty sure that it's in there, I still always check when we go to start packing. I always make sure there's a piece of Moonstone, and we haven't had a lost bag yet, so I'm gonna say that works. And that's one of the things I'm always afraid about, is luggage getting lost, or like a camera bag getting misplaced, or something like that. So every bag that we travel with, and it doesn't matter if we're flying, driving, whatever, I've got Moonstone with me in those bags. So another thing Moonstone is really good for is, women's hormonal stuff. There's some for men too, but this piece and I have done some work before this last month. So it's supposed to help with fertility. It helps balance hormones, regulate menstrual cycles, relieves PMS. So I have PCOS, and with mine, it was a little different. I'd get the horrible cramping. I was so sick with cramping. And I would grab this piece and I would carry it around, and it would help. I totally believe it helped, because I was miserable. It was horrible. It didn't always work, but I believe that it helped most of the time. And even when it didn't help, it was sort of like a gentle comfort having it. It's just Moonstone's energy to me is just so gentle and comforting. And when you're going through stuff like that, you need that. Moonstone is also great for working for serenity, tranquility, feminine intuition, and rituals honoring Goddess. It is, I totally agree with that. It is very gentle energy. And sometimes when a crystal has that really gentle energy, it kind of makes me sleepy. But the Moonstone doesn't do that with me. If I'm just totally exhausted and can't sleep, it helps me sleep, but it doesn't make me sleepy. Does that make sense? It kind of makes me not chill out, but what's the word I'm looking for? That's one of the things about these videos, is it's always hard to describe sometimes. It kind of relieves that pressure and just kind of helps me relax. Moonstone is good for new beginnings and helps turn dreams into reality. I have used Moonstone for manifestation work a lot. Now, for this month, I would say no, that it didn't help. So, Clover was diagnosed with skin cancer, T-cell lymphoma, in August, and she was doing really good this month, and we thought, oh, we're gonna have her around. She's coming back. And then, middle of November, she could just, her mind was so strong, but her body wasn't. So, I'm not saying it doesn't help. I'm still working through stuff. If you can't tell. And I'm in the phase right now where, you know, manifestation work just doesn't feel like any of it's working right now. And not just dealing with Clover, but just life in general. So anyway, yes, I have used it for manifestation work. I'll put one of these in manifestation bowls. I think I've actually got one in my manifestation box. I can't remember now, but I use these quite a bit. And I think I've used this one. These would be really good size for, I don't think I put it in my crystal grid. I'll do a crystal grid later. Update on my crystal grid. I'm not ready to just even think about my crystal grid right now. So I don't think there's any on that one, but anyway, what I'm trying to say is I have used it this month. I feel like it let me down in that way, but that's the grief talking. So Moonstone also helps when feeling hopelessly lost or uninspired. Helps you to remember the power within. Yes, definitely. Yes. November was hard. I definitely felt hopelessly lost a lot of it, and needed to remember my power within to get through so much. Mostly losing Clover and dealing with the grief and just all that. Moonstone helps eliminate insomnia. Like I was saying before, it definitely helped me sleep. I didn't keep it by my bed because I just don't have a spot to put crystals beside my bed right now. But having it on me all day, it helped me at the end of the day decompress and not lay there all night thinking about everything going on. So it definitely helped with that. It also helps with intuition and psychic abilities. I'm gonna start crying again. Yes. It definitely helped my intuition. I kind of had a strong feeling we were gonna lose Clover in November, but then she started getting better, and I was ignoring that intuition, but then when it was, and then I was ignoring that feeling that we were gonna lose her. But then it became very clear that it was time. And when it was time, we strongly knew. We were very confident it was time. So yeah, it definitely helped with that. Optimism. Moonstone helps with optimism. In my notes it says, I don't know. So what is today? Today's like December 3rd. And when I was doing my notes for Moonstone, it was just last week when I was doing it, it kind of, optimism, I don't know. That's kind of how I was feeling at the time. So it makes me laugh, but especially it being optimism. But I think it did help. November was a really hard one to judge that, just because I don't want to get into everything, but there was a lot, and a lot of big stuff. 2 people I care about had surgeries. One was like found out in the middle of the night. One was planned. Just, we had so much going on, and then, you know, just dealing with day to day with having a dog that needed medications all the time, and monitored all the time, and just getting our camper ready for the winter, and we were trying to get that all done early in the month, and there was just a whole bunch going on, and it just, you know, it was a lot of big stuff that kept trying to bring us down. And I now, after a week ago, I didn't know if it was helping, but now, after being on the other side of that, I think it did help. Just because there was a lot, and even when I felt just kind of beat down and everything was just crazy, I still kind of felt that everything was going to be okay. Even the stuff that wasn't okay, we got through it, and we're healing. And then there's, you know, the stuff with Thanksgiving and getting ready for Christmas, and there was a lot. And I think my optimism did take a dip, but I think I did pretty good with the Moonstone. Next one is Moonstone helps emotional balance and helps depression. My notes say definitely, so that's good. Of course, I had my amethyst, my Apache tears, my angelite, the normal one, and then my normal, you know, Apache tears and angelite are my normal grief combo, and I've been carrying that with me, and then plus my angelite bracelet since August, when we got the Clover's diagnosis. So I've had those on me for a long time, but losing Clover was really hard. It's harder than any other pet I have ever lost. Part of that was she was only 8, and she was a part of everything we do, and she was my companion every day, all of that. She judged me while I was recording. She was my protector, and I had to take a little longer break because I lost contact. Drying my eyes off, lost my contact. So anyway, yes, the Moonstone definitely helped with my emotional balance and depression and just like overall crazy emotions November brought. Moonstone helps with transformation. I think it helped a little bit with that in November. We've had to do a lot of transformation in the past month. Most of it I didn't want to, but I think it did help make the process easier. Moonstone calms overreacting to situations and to emotional triggers. Lots of emotional triggers. Lots of every time a first comes up that we have to face for the first time without Clover, it's all very emotional, and you know, those triggers are, of course, they're still triggering, but I don't have a major meltdown. Like now, I'm getting through it. Setting up to do this video. That was a trigger. Like I said, this is the first one without her. And I made it. It's probably not a great video, and it's probably going to be very choppy, but I made it. Okay. Whew. So the conclusion. It's not how I thought November was going to go. But I'm very happy I chose Moonstone. I was wanting to do another gentle crystal after doing petrified wood in October, not knowing exactly how much I would need another gentle crystal. I made a good choice, and I'm very, very, very happy I chose Moonstone for November. For December, I went with Jade. I decided we needed some luck. Some protection, but also some calming. You know, we're still gonna have some grief we need to work on. I've got this jade bracelet that I bought from Crystallize last time I was there, so I can wear that when I want to. And I've been carrying the last few days this jade egg, which has kind of been a fun shape, this little egg to carry. And then when I was going through stuff, I realized I've got this jade heart pendant too. And then I've got jade in some manifestation bowls and in storage and stuff. So I've got quite a bit of jade. So that's what December is going to be. We're going to focus on some luck and protection and calming. And jade has so many properties. That video is probably going to be pretty long, just because what on my list of properties, it's both sides of the card. So it's gonna be a big one. So I'm liking it so far. Anyway, if you've got any questions about Moonstone, put those in the comments. Let me know your experience with Moonstone. I know a lot of you have worked with Moonstone. When I posted that I was going to work with it, a lot of you were really excited and said that you loved it and had lots of it. And this rainbow Moonstone and I have been through some stuff. And we've been through now more. But I love this piece. And it's just kind of a fun shape. And then these little ones, I love them too. They're just so easy to stick in stuff. Especially suitcases and stuff like that. So anyway, if you've got any questions about Moonstone, let me know. And same with jade. And that way I can bring that up in next month's video. So that's it for today. I will see you next time.